Hey, what is up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I hope you're all doing well. So today is Tuesday, May 13th, 2025, and this is episode 4 of documenting my progress of trying to earn my first ever Bulenox payout. If you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let's talk about yesterday and today's end of day performance. So yesterday I did end up recording a video for my YouTube channel. I was going to post it, but I realized I had already been actively posting text posts on social media, and also I uploaded a video, and I figured instead of, uploading the one from yesterday, May 12th, for today, let's just go ahead and do a 2-in-1. So then by this point you guys are like fully updated on the accounts and don't have to wait a couple of days to be able to fully be caught up. So as you'll note from the video that I recorded right here, unfortunately, this master account was blown. So it's the same offense that I did last week, which makes it even more disappointing, but it was me removing my daily loss limit yet again. Not something I'm proud of, not something I want to do. I just definitely got tilted, I would say, or more so, I was just wanting to rebuild myself back out of that drawdown. I wasn't tilted as far as like angry or frustrated or sad or desperate. It was more so, I would say, like just tilted where I was determined, like I felt so head deep into being like able to get myself out of drawdown that I ignored everything else. So I don't know if that really makes sense. Maybe tilted is not the right word, but I was just so determined to get myself out of drawdown, not out of emotion, but because I had the confidence in myself to get myself out of drawdown. But clearly, price didn't deliver the way I wanted it to in order for me to do that. So for the trades that I placed, which is obviously the second part, how I lost the account, that's the important piece outside of removing risk settings, I was trying to target lower levels. Now, by the time I was trading this account, we were in this huge chop zone right here, right below my blue rectangle box. I don't know if you guys, right here. And so it was really crappy. I was getting chopped up left and right. And mind you, I still have my trailing drawdown on this account. So whether I win an account or win trades or break even trades or lose trades, I'm still going to be affected with the trailing drawdown. And so I just took so many trades, probably I think like 40 trades on this account, trying to like obviously scale as well and get myself to get out of the drawdown. Shouldn't have done that. And at that point, after I was starting to scale more into positions, is when I started to get tilted because the trades weren't working. And at that point, the emotions started to kick in. So it was definitely not a pretty day for this account. I definitely should have just stopped trading when I recognized that we were in a chop zone. But similar to a past episode, price reaction and being able to notice it myself is one thing, executing is another, and obviously leaving risk setting is another. So that is that account that is gone, unfortunately. But the other accounts did survive, and I was able to pass a few more evals. So I do have them in my back burner. And on top of that, I did submit my payout last night, May 12th, for my main account, which I will show you guys in just a moment. So that is really, really exciting. And that was all of yesterday's kind of end of day results. So I do have like another thing I want to talk about, but towards the end of this video. But let me go ahead and show you guys today's results now. So really great news. I am green across the board on all the funded accounts. None of them were blown, and I did respect my risk management and risk setting rules today. So that is a huge win in itself, and I'm going to pat myself on the back for not falling victim to a third offense of episode 2. So that's great, great, great. Another thing, as I mentioned, I was able to submit the payout request last night for this account. So I immediately locked out. As of yesterday, actually, I placed no trades on this account because I just knew that I don't want to mess this up. And so the main plan for this one moving forward until the payout is processed and whether it's approved or denied, I will just focus on just doing the main flip day, because you have to at least place one trade on your master account every 5 days, I believe. So I'm going to do the flip, leave it alone, and that's it. So the account might fluctuate just by a little bit because of the flip. Other than that, it's going to pretty much look the same, and I'm always going to lock myself out. I know and I understand that there's going to be opportunities to trade every single day, but the main gist of this series, the main gist of my game plan, and the main focus was to be able to lock in the first payout. And with the first payout, it covers the expenses, it provides more boost in my confidence, it just allows me to trade another day, and also once I remove the $1,500 profits, if it's approved, then I still have a huge balance to be able to trade with. And it's not like I don't have other accounts to trade. So that's why I don't want to touch this one. I'm going to be smart about it for sure, and I'm not going to mess this one up. So crossing fingers I get approved. And I do have the Bulenox withdrawal video in process. I've already recorded the whole withdrawal portion, and now it's just a matter of waiting for it to be processed. So that video will probably come out in the next week to week and a half, just because Bulenox is not going to process this payout until May 21st, which is next Wednesday. So that's why that video won't be released anytime soon. So until then, I'll probably just do some, new episodes in between until that happens. If you guys want me to, unless you guys aren't interested, then maybe I could just wait till I, release that withdrawal video. But if you guys want me to continue these episodes, kind of just breaking down my days and talking about everything and anything, let me know, because I will still do it. And I might just continue to do it because I want to keep myself accountable. But anyways, that is that account. So huge W for that one. And then from all my other accounts, you'll see on the bottom my daily PnL that was from the last 3. And so this account, one day at a time, that I just activated this morning or last night, it's the one of the accounts that I passed from yesterday. So the other 3 are on the back burner. This one I activated from that set. And yeah, pretty cool. So I saw a comment of someone asking me as well about how did I have multiple master accounts when I didn't have enough drawdown, I believe, for the 3 that were my main ones. So I don't know, to be honest with you. I think maybe it was a glitch or something, because when I did end up passing my accounts, Bulenox did end up reaching out to me, like sending the email saying, you passed, congratulations, here's a contract, and then here's an invoice for it. So obviously I went through the normal steps. I did the contract, I did the invoice, or I paid the invoice, and then the accounts were activated. So I'm honestly not sure. I think, again, it might have just been a system glitch. I got like a weird one on for me. So that's why I had an extra 1 or 2. But regardless, at this point now, it's more accurate where I can have my 3 main ones. And then obviously this account is surpassed the trailing drawdown. So I should have at least 4 master accounts allowed to be traded, because this one's above the $2,600. So that's why I was able to activate this one. And so the next time I should be able to activate another master account is when another one of these 3 accounts reaches the $2,600 drawdown. To be fair, I don't want to actually activate more than 4. I think at this point, just to be safe, I'm not going to try to add more to my arsenal until I get this payout locked in. So once this one is locked in, I think at that point is when I'll consider to add a 5th account should one of these 3 here be able to pass the static drawdown of $2,600. And then we'll go from there. But I figured it's a little bit less stress and less having to go through so many accounts at the same time, or at least one after the other, and allow me to just focus in and make sure I can lock in the payout first. And then once I lock it in, okay, then I can add another one because I've paid myself for it. So I think that's going to be my game plan moving forward until this one is good to go. So there's that account, there's this account, and this is the new one that I activated. So all of the daily loss limits and settings are all applied to, just to show you guys, which I'm so glad that they are there. This daily profit target's a little bit higher, but that's fine. The most I can make is 1,600 in one day to respect the 40% consistency rule anyway. So yeah, there's that. So I hopefully answered those 2 main questions that I saw on the comments section. And then people are still asking about consistency rule and payouts. So the main thing is that with Bulenox funded accounts, there is a 40% consistency rule. So you take 40% times your total profit of your funded account. And whatever that number is, that is the max amount you should make in a day. If you make over, it's not going to blow the account, but you will have to continue to trade until your consistency percent is lower than 40% or at 40%. So a simple example is if you make $4,000 total profit, $4,000 times 40% is $1,600. And that means you shouldn't make more than $1,600 in one day. If you do, you just have to continue to trade a bit more until your consistency percent is at or below the 40%. As far as payouts go, it's processed every Wednesday. And for that, I believe you have to submit it by Friday The latest is 11:59 p.m. Eastern time if it's any time after that. So if you submit it on Saturday or Sunday or Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, whatever, then they will process the payout the following week. So hopefully that clears those common questions that I keep getting. But yeah, so that is the end of day results for the accounts from yesterday and today. And then finally, I do want to touch a little bit about how crazy the markets have been, because honestly, it has been so volatile. Now, if you might have noticed, because yesterday was Monday the 12th, Sunday open, we had a huge gap, right? From all the news that was coming out from Trump and everything else, huge gap, and we had a huge bullish reaction to the upside. We broke actually some other supply zones that I've already removed from my charts. And obviously coming into today, we broke a 30-minute supply level that wasn't necessarily the strongest, but it was something to take note of. So for me, coming into that area, I wanted to see some type of reaction. If I drop into the 5-minute time frame, this was the 30-minute right here. So as we were approaching it, I wanted to see some type of reaction. Are we going to have a rejection right off the rip and then have a retest to come back up? If we are that bullish, are we going to have a rejection come back to the 15-minute opening range? Will we have a strong breakthrough all the way up? So if and then statements. If we have a breakthrough and then a retest lower with a failed sellers coming down lower, then I want to see price to move up. If we break through all the way up, break through to fill the supply zone, break below it to 50%, retest to go higher, and then fail, I want to see it to come back down. And then vice versa. If we break all the way through, we retest 50%, and obviously we show bullish signs to go higher, then I would anticipate a push into the 250s all the way to the 290 zone coming into this 1 hour supply. Those are my game plans for today. And so when I come even lower on the 1 minute time frame, right here, the 30 minutes during my execution block, we had a clear move into that 50%. And at this point, I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to wait until around 7:10-ish to see how we react. And is it worth to take the trade around the 160s for a break lower? Because I do want to see some type of retest of the 50-minute orb, or at least a retest of this 30-minute beginning of the supply zone. So here we are starting to push up to the 50%. Awesome. 7:10 is rolling around. I should have waited for the full 5-minute candle closure, but instead of doing that, I entered into a short around here, 168, 167, took a short lower with the stop right above this high here at 180. Try to target to come back below to the 140s area for this little mini breakout, this little basing candle, if you will. And we obviously did not get all the way down there. We only stopped right here at 150. So I got at least 15 points, or I'll just say a minimum 10 points, but upwards of 15 points on that trade to move down. And then obviously price went back up and took me out. So that was unfortunate. And at this point, it was clear to me that based on how price is reacting, based on candle closure on the 5 minutes, move forward. Oh my gosh. Sorry, guys. There we go. Based on how we were closing on the 5-minute strong upward strength, and noting how we are just easily pushing through with mini bull flags in between, I was anticipating price to just continue to push up higher. So then as price started to break up higher, obviously breaking the 30-minute supply, that is no longer valid. We have a retest of that 30-minute supply breaking up higher. And then finally, price also closed at 7:30 for the IBH. So with the IBH being set here, I wanted to see now at this point, can we have a retest of IBH to push into the 1 hour supply? And we did have the break. So as you can see, we had the retest of the 30-minute supply, retesting the IBH, and then breaking out, and then retesting it on the top portion, or like trying to close above it. Then we have the push into the 1 hour, and then the rest is history. So if and then statements were super important for me today, especially because it's a trending day. The market is so volatile. Like, yes, be aware of your risk management. Yes, be aware of your contract sizing. But most importantly, I think you should be also aware of your mental and emotional well-being. During markets like this, when news spikes happen, when random headlines happen, when gossip happens that makes the market move, when all of these things kind of happen, it's a lot, right? It's a lot that can really affect the way that you feel and the way that you see the market. And so I think it's important to just make sure you know where you stand with your emotional and mental well-being. If you need to take a break, take that break. There's always going to be opportunity. As you'll see, there is a lot of opportunity. Every single day there's an opportunity. Whether it's a scalp or a long trade or a swing trade, there's always an opportunity on different instruments. And so it's more important to just make sure that you're okay, because when you are not okay in your trading, obviously it's going to affect not only your PnL, but it's going to affect your confidence. I've definitely been down that path where I place trades and I sometimes go heavy in on certain trades that shouldn't be heavy, and it affects the way that I feel, obviously, and affects my confidence, especially when it doesn't work in your favor. Or if you have a working setup, playbook, or model, and then it doesn't work because the market is so volatile, and then it makes you question things. So the main thing is just always checking on yourself. If you want to journal, you should journal. If you want to talk to somebody, a friend, a loved one, a therapist, a Discord group, anybody, talk about it. Just know that the market's crazy and a lot of people are affected by it. So if you're not able to lock in your trades or have a winning day or a winning streak or take out payouts right now, just know that it's okay. Your moment's going to come. There's always opportunity. And people like myself also struggle. As you've noticed the past 2 weeks, I've lost accounts, I've lost trades, and it's all about just recognizing where you are, how you feel, and know that it's all about one foot in front of the other, working on yourself and just trying to get better at your craft, and that it's going to take time. So it's a volatile market. Be safe out there and just take care of yourself. Make sure you enjoy some time off screen as well. But that is everything that I wanted to talk about for today's video, the update between yesterday and today as well. Thank you so much again for everyone that's been tuning in. I will be recording another new series on my YouTube channel coming very soon. I'll probably post it tonight, who knows, but I just want to say thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and support, and as always, I wish you all nothing but the best and the most success in all that you do, and I will see you all in the next video.